Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive deep into Jim Kwik's bestseller, Limitless. It's a book all about upgrading your brain so you can learn pretty much anything faster.
Imagine hearing that from a teacher, no less. This incredibly harsh label wasn't just some cruel throwaway comment. Nope, it actually became the spark for a lifelong journey to figure out what our brains are really capable of.
So to really get where this whole limitless model comes from, we have to go back to the beginning. It all started with a pretty powerful and personal origin story.
It all started with an accident in kindergarten. He was just 5 years old, fell from a chair and hit his head on a radiator, and the injury was serious. It left him with some major learning challenges. He couldn't focus, his concentration was shot, and his memory was just awful. You can imagine, school was a nightmare for him.
And if the physical injury wasn't bad enough, the psychological damage was maybe even worse. After being publicly shamed and called the boy with the broken brain, he started to believe it. That label became his identity. He genuinely thought he was damaged, that he was just incapable of keeping up with the other kids.
But here's what's so fascinating. Kwik managed to turn this really deep struggle into his life's mission. His absolute lowest point became his greatest turning point. It was a total breakdown that actually led to a massive breakthrough.
So, fast forward to college. He's trying so hard to make his family proud, and he just pushes himself to the absolute limit. We're talking no sleep, no food. He basically lived in the library. And, well, his body gave out. He collapsed from total exhaustion, fell down a flight of stairs, and woke up in a hospital again.
So he's lying there in his hospital bed, just feeling like a complete failure. A nurse brings him a mug of tea, and on it is this quote from Albert Einstein. And that's when it just hit him like a ton of bricks. All this time, he'd been trying to solve his learning problems by just trying harder. The same broken thinking that got him there in the first place.
And this right here is the insight that changes everything. Kwik had this aha moment. He realized school had taught him what to learn, history, math, science, but no one had ever taught him how to learn. And that sent him down a new path, an obsession with meta-learning, which is really just a skill of learning how to learn.
Now, here's the thing. It turns out Kwik's personal struggle with the broken brain isn't just his story anymore. It's kind of all of our stories now, because it perfectly highlights the universal battle we're all facing in this modern world, the battle against what he calls our 4 digital villains. So Kwik points to 4 forces that are just hammering our focus every single day. First, there's the digital deluge. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose of information. It's just overwhelming. Then you've got digital distraction, right? Every ping, every notification just shattering our attention into a million pieces. Number 3 is digital dementia. We're outsourcing our brains to our phones, and our memory, that muscle, is getting weaker and weaker. And finally, digital deduction, where we just let algorithms tell us what to think, which cripples our own ability to reason and problem solve.
Okay, so if we're all fighting these invisible battles every day, how in the world do we win? Well, Kwik's answer isn't just a single trick or tactic. It's a whole framework, a complete system for transformation.
And this, right here, is the core of his whole solution, the Limitless model. It's so powerful because it shows that our true, unlocked potential, it lies right at the intersection of 3 key areas. Get these 3 working together, and you become limitless.
Okay, so what are these 3 areas? They're the 3 M's. First up is your mindset. This is the what. It's what you truly believe is possible for yourself. Next is your motivation. That's your why. It's that deep purpose that actually gets you to take action. And finally, you have the method. That's the how. The specific strategies you use to learn. Think about it. You can have the best speed reading method in the world, but if your mindset is, I'm a slow reader, you're going to fail. And without a really strong motivation, a powerful why, you won't even bother to start. They all have to work together.
So how do we actually put all this into practice? Kwik has a really cool way of framing it. He says this isn't some quick self-help fix. No, this is your own personal hero's journey. It's a quest to unlock your inner superpower.
At the end of the day, Kwik's core belief is this: if knowledge is power, then learning is your superpower. It's the one skill that makes every other skill possible. Mastering how to learn, that's the ultimate advantage in today's world.
And what I love is that his message is just so incredibly optimistic. He's arguing that your potential isn't fixed. It's not something you're just born with. It's an infinite resource just waiting for you to tap into it. The whole idea of having a broken brain, that's just a myth, a story we tell ourselves.
So really, this explainer is just the beginning of your own journey. The real adventure, the real change, that starts when you sit down and answer this question for yourself. Because once you start to shift your mindset, your motivation, and your methods, you'll find that those limits you thought were holding you back, they just might start to disappear.